Hello, y'all. My name is Daniel. I teach yoga as well as Qi Gong. Today will be a Qi Gong only class. I don't normally teach Qi Gong that much, so I'm kind of new to actually teaching just a full Qi Gong class. So bear with me. I have my notes over there on my cue card. So yeah. I also have my business Science Savage. Which I do all my services and products under. I make my own supplements from scratch. That's all the sign behind me as well as on my t-shirt. Qigong is actually older than yoga. It was invented in China. I think it's like 7,000 years old, something like that. And with Qigong, the trick is to go as slowly as possible. The last thing you want to do is rush it. Of course, I will keep reminding you all of that throughout the class. You Having a yoga mat helps to stand on, but it's not essential because all this stuff is going to be standing positions. We're going to be beginning just basically just standing with the feet shoulder width apart. We're going to be beginning with a move. This is called a tree sways in the wind. You basically just take your hands, lock them together, place them on your abdomen. The way you can monitor your breathing is just coming in and out of your lungs. So you can close your eyes here if you want to. So the reason we have our hands on our abdomen for monitoring our breathing is because whenever you basically have a way to focus your brain on what the muscles are doing, that will distract your mind from whatever you may have not been wanting to think about before you began your practice. That's the idea. Well, like you see in movies, whenever one character is telling the other one, hey, just whenever you're in like a survival situation, one character will tell the other one, hey, just focus on. Do that number of times and it will calm you down. Yeah, that's because it distracts your brain from what it was thinking about, but it also gets oxygen into your brain, which makes you feel better. It gives you a buzz. So beginning in true sways in the wind, you basically just put your hands in your abdomen, monitor your breathing coming in and out, and you just kind of let your body go with the flow. Just kind of, that's the reason it's called true sways in the wind, because you just kind of, you're not actively trying to stand up straight is the idea. You're just letting it kind of, just like a tree swaying in the wind. So this will be the first mindfulness point. In my classes, the first mindfulness point just means that we're checking in with how we're feeling now. I will mention some more of these later on in the practice as well. So it's checking in with how we're feeling now, emotionally as well as physically speaking. So I'm talking about emotional as well as physical pain relief. That's the relief will come later on. It does not totally diminish physical or emotional pain, but it will diminish it somewhat. All right. So from here, we're going to go straight into this is called spinal cord breathing. Bringing the arms up to cactus arms. We're inhaling as we exhale, bringing the elbows in towards the abdomen, rounding out the back. So we're inhaling as we come up. As you exhale, we're bringing the elbows in towards the abdomen, rounding out the back. You just want to focus on going as slowly as possible, so that's how you get the greatest mental health benefits. Once again, inhaling up, and exhaling in. So actually combining deep breathing with spinal cord movement sends a message to the brain telling it to relax. So we're just going to be continuing here. I'm going to be changing it up in a second. A very similar motion, but we'll be twisting up to the right and left side. So I'm inhaling as I come up to my left. Exhaling back into the center. Inhaling up to the right. Exhaling back into the center. Just repeating the same movements. Once you get the physical movements memorized, burned into your brain, you can close your eyes. I'm going to keep repeating this because it will enhance the mental health benefits you get from your practice. But that took me a while to actually memorize these moves, get them burned into my brain properly, where I can now. Alright, we're going to be going into a tiny yoga movement here. We'll be repeating this throughout the class periodically. Alright, bringing the arms back up to the center. Exhaling, swinging the arms forward into chair pose. Inhaling, taking the arms back up. Now we're steepling the fingers, making a slight back bend, feeling the stretch in the abdomen region. Alright, we're going to be going into, this is called Buddha holds up the earth. So the hands are coming up. Now the hands are facing heart center. And then going up to where the palms are facing the sky. Then coming back down the exact same way, palms are facing the heart. And back down. I'm going to be inhaling as I come up. Exhaling into the stretch. Inhaling down. Exhaling. Inhaling, coming up. Once again, exhaling into the stretch. So I'm just going to go silent here for a little bit. You can just continue to follow my movements. And if you ever want to do any of these movements, like more repetitions of them, you can also just pause. You can always just pause the video if you want to. Because basically, the goal here is for me just to demonstrate all these moves for y'all. Basically, the woman I learned Qi Gong from years ago, she would do a lot of these movements. She did a lot more reps than I'm going to be doing today for each, if you call them sets in weightlifting terms. So I'll be doing less repetitions, because I'm looking to show y'all basically as many moves as I can get in here, and I'm going to try and keep it down to 30-45 minutes. Alright, let's come into a dragon stretches its tail, so it's like this. Let me start it up. So my left palm is just staying in one spot and turning. My right palm is turning as well as going out to the right as my head turns to the left. So the hands go the opposite direction that the head turns. I'm inhaling in. Exhaling out. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. I was going to repeat this for a few more times before we switch to the other side. Alright, switching sides. Hands up to the left. Inhaling. So you exhale, pushing the arms out to the left as the head turns to the right. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Once again, you can just continue to follow me on the video. I'll just repeat this a few more times before we switch to the next Qi Gong movement. Alright, I'll bring my arms down, inhaling, taking the arms up. We're going into, this is called the wave. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Exhaling down, just repeating the same thing I'm doing. Once again, I'm going to keep repeating this because it's important. The trick here, once you get the movements down, is to focus on going very, very slowly. Because the tendency I've learned from teaching for so many years is that people tend to want to rush this stuff. When I started doing Qi Gong years ago, I definitely wanted to rush it, but my Qi Gong teacher taught me how to slow it down. That's how they get the greatest mental health benefits. That's how you'll get more focused, more relaxed, get more control over your emotions in life, which helps with everything. It really does. Alright, switch into, this is going to be called pulling down to heaven. It's similar, but just a little bit different. Just bring the arms down, hands down. Inhaling as the arms come up. Exhaling down. So again, so I'm just going to, I'll stop explaining the motions. You can just follow me there at home from wherever y'all are watching around the world. And like I said earlier, you can always pause the video at home if you would like to do any more repetitions of any of the movements I'm teaching you here. All right, next one, bringing the hands to the thighs. So the chin goes down. We're tucking the tailbone, coming up. Exhaling, coming down. Once again, tucking the tailbone, coming up. Tucking the tailbone, coming up. The chin circles down. And once again, y'all can just continue to follow me there from wherever y'all are watching. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Alright, so my right palm is facing the sky, my left hand goes down. Palm is facing the floor. I'm twisting over to that side a little bit. We're going to be switching sides, so the pinkies are going to be spiraling in towards the center of the center line of the body. This time the left palm is to the sky, the right palm is to the floor. Exhaling, twisting to the side. So on the inhale is my pinky spiral towards the center. Exhaling as you lean into the side. Inhaling, spiraling. Exhaling, leaning in. Inhaling, spiraling. Exhaling, leaning in. Once again, you're going to continue to follow me from wherever y'all are watching. This is actually very similar to a yoga move called lateral flexion. It is just kind of different because it requires a lot more focus and coordination. But we're still stretching out the same parts of the body, the obliques, the side of the abdomen region. going straight into repulse the monkey. So start this off here, because I have not taught Qi Gong in a while. I actually usually mix in a few Qi Gong moves with my regular yoga class that I teach every week. But teaching all these Qi Gong moves all in a row, I'm not super experienced with this, but I do know what I'm doing. That's, all I'm saying is that I have way more experience teaching yoga than I do Qigong. But if you live in the Zoria County area, you're always welcome to join me for personal training in my private studio. Swinging the arms forward into chair pose. This is actually a yoga move here. Inhaling, taking the arms back up. Steepling the fingers, making a slight back bend, feeling the stretch in the abdomen region. Alright, so this is another Qigong move. Coming out to a squat. As the steepled fingers come behind the head. Coming up. So I always exhale as I go into the back bend. Inhaling. Exhale. Exhaling into the back bend. So I'm inhaling down. Exhaling as I come up into the back bend. Once again, always just focusing on going very, very slowly. I'm going to continue to reiterate this. That's how to get the greatest mental health benefits. Closing the eyes helps a lot with that as well, once you get the movements memorized. Swan diving towards the floor. Grabbing the right wrist with the left hand, or the other way around, it doesn't really matter. Inhaling, coming up, tucking the tailbone. Exhaling down. Once again, tucking the tailbone, inhaling, coming up. Exhaling down. You can continue to just follow me. This is called full body flow, if I didn't already say that. This is actually a Qigong move which I use in my yoga classes sometimes. It's a very gentle way of getting the full body warmed up. Alright, let's change it here. Alright, this is called knocking on the door of life. Basically, I'm using my entire midsection region to swing my arms. So basically, my arms are just going along for the ride, just swinging. One hand is hitting on the lower back, the other hand is hitting on the front of the abdomen. I'm not a Qi Gong master like my t-shirt was, but I'm pretty sure there's some acupressure points you're hitting here. What I do know is that this is considered an energizing Qi Gong move. So it'll get your brain warmed up to do the more complex moves later on, which we will be getting to before long. Especially the bow is very difficult. Bow is the most complex one I'll be teaching, but that'll be very much towards the end of the practice. So yeah, once again, the arms are just going along for the ride. There's not really any breathing you can do here, honestly. It doesn't, you have to just breathe however you want to. This is actually one of the moves I use. I'm actually a distance runner. When I was younger, I used to do marathons. Now I just do 5Ks. I'm too old for marathons. I'm not too old for them, but I just don't need that in my life anymore. 5Ks work for me. So yeah, anyway, this is one of the Qi Gong moves I use before I race 5Ks. Because it gets your brain basically cooled out from the anxiety or the excitement you get before racing a race. Yes, actually what I use, I'll use this, knocking on the door of life. I'll also use spinal cord breathing a lot before races, also my teacups, which you'll get to before long. This is where it changes up, the hand, so it's kind of the same movement, the hand is kind of going along to the right. Okay, the trick here is to imagine you're like pushing water away to the left and right. I'm going to go straight eye. So we did this one at the very beginning. This is tree sways in the wind once again for our next mindfulness point. So you can just close your eyes, and it's basically, the goal here is just to, it's not like focus your brain on making sure you stand up straight. You're just, it's kind of a loose standing motion, like a tree swaying in the wind. Yeah. You're just letting the body go wherever it feels like it with your eyes closed. The other trick here, like I said at the very beginning of class, during the first mindfulness point, the trick is just to check in with how we're feeling now, comparing that to how we felt earlier, noticing the difference. That's really all mindfulness really means. Just a way to notice how you're feeling throughout the practice. And this is not only applied to Qi Gong, it applies to yoga, running, it applies to any exercise. Because when you focus on how you're feeling throughout your workouts, especially before and after, that's how you get, that's the way to stay more consistent than any other way. Some people focus on, I want to live longer for my family, or I want to, be healthier in general, lose weight. But that stuff will not keep you consistent. What I'm talking about will keep you consistent. Noticing how you're feeling throughout your workouts. That really is a trick. I finally learned that later on in life, in my late 30s and in my 40s now. All right, next one, these are called our teacups. So, start out here. All right, so my wrists are spiraling as my hips rock back. As my hips rock forward, my arms are circling around. So the breathing, I'm inhaling as my hips rock back. As I exhale, my hips rock forward and my arms circle around. The reason these are called teacups is because the trick is to try and keep the palms facing the sky. Now, I cannot keep my palms facing the sky all the time with these, not even close. It doesn't matter. That's just a general guideline to help you learn the moves better. That's why they're called teacups. Hold the teacups in your hand so you don't break them. Actually, our lateral G cups. That's the one where I can't keep my palm facing the sky the whole time. I actually hold a ball in my hand without it falling. All right. Swinging the arms forward into chair pose. Inhaling, taking the arms back up. Once again, steepling the fingers, making a slight back bend, feeling the stretch in the abdomen region. Okay, so bringing the palms together, exhaling down. Inhaling, taking both arms up. Exhaling down, going to centering now. Inhaling, taking only your left arm up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, right arm up. Exhaling now. Okay, so we're going into using both arms at a time. I actually forget the exact Qi Gong name of this one. What I call it is Crazy 8 centering. I don't know why I named it that, but it just makes sense to me. It's like a sideways 8 or the infinity sign. So the so the picture it makes, I guess, in the air, you could say. This takes a lot of coordination. It took me months to get this one memorized. But it's totally worth learning this stuff because it will calm you down. So it's so effective. Qi Gong is really amazing. Actually, when I first started learning Qi Gong years ago, because I come from like a very extreme athlete background, like climbing mountains, running marathons, hiking the PCT, walking thousands of miles with a backpack on my back, So my point is that when I first started learning Qi Gong, I was kind of like, this seems so wimpy to me. But it's not wimpy at all. It actually takes a lot of effort to focus yourself on slowing down, basically, not rushing everything so much. There's a lot of effort. And the coordination takes a lot of effort as well. Qigong just takes a lot of focus. And it will help you emotionally very much, as long as you stay consistent with it. So this next one, all right, sweet heart center. Now I'm going to step my feet apart into a wide straddle position. Bring my hands to my thighs. This is our lateral spine flow. So I guess the way this works, the hips go first, then the shoulders, then the head. So then to the other side, to the left, hips, shoulders, head. To the right, hips, shoulders, head. To the left, hips, shoulders, head. Okay, so also with the breathing, what I'm doing here, I'm inhaling as I come across the center, I'm exhaling as I lean into one side. So once again, I'm inhaling and exhaling. You can just keep following me here. This movement particularly is great for spinal cord health, because we're moving the spine in a motion that does not normally get moved in normal everyday life. spinal manipulation, manipulating the spine in all kinds of different ways, which yoga and Qi Gong both do. Is great for the spine. And once again, you can always pause the video and do as many repetitions of any of these movements I'm teaching you. So whenever you want to. And like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to get as many movements in a short amount of time as possible here. Alright, let's go straight into swimming dragon. So my hands are going to the right as my head turns to the left, trying to keep the spine upright as possible. My hands are going to the left as my head turns to the right. So basically the rule here is that the hands are always going the opposite direction that the head turns. So inhaling as my hands come across, exhaling as I lean into one side and my head turns. So this is very similar to what we just did a second ago. Because once again we're moving the spine in this lateral motion. Once again, keeping the spine aligned with gravity as best as possible, so it's keeping your torso upright. Alright, these are called our lateral teacups. My hand goes to my right hand goes to my right hip. The left hand begins out to the left, like this, palm facing the sky. I'll start it off to the left, to the right. So my wrist will be spiraling here. To the left, my arm comes up, keeping the palm facing the sky as best you can. This is the way I count it off. I'm teaching this. I'll go up 1, 2. Wrist spiraling, and then 3 over to the left, and the count of 4 as my arm comes up. This is the only teacup movement I can actually keep my palm facing the sky the whole time with. This takes a lot of flexibility as well, actually. You know, the breathing with this one, the breathing is tricky with this one. There's not really any standard way that I know of, to be honest. So you can just focus on deep, steady breathing as best you can here. Alright, switching sides, left hand goes to the hip. The right hand is out to the right with the palm facing the sky. Beginning to count to the right with a 1. To the left, 2, the wrist is spiraling. 3, my hand goes to the right. On the count of 4, my arm comes up and circles around, palm facing the sky. As best you can get it. 1, 2, wrist spiraling. 3 and 4, arm comes up. So you can just continue to follow me from wherever y'all are watching. So for this one, we're actually going into a warrior two stance. It's the yoga thing, warrior two. The left hand will be left foot will be parallel to the front or the back of your mat. The right knee will be bent with the right knee directly over the right ankle, vertically speaking. The arms will be up at shoulder height. So we're going to be making the right knee straight as the hands come into heart center. Floating the arms back out as the right knee rebends. Inhaling, coming in. Exhaling, floating out. Inhaling, coming in. Exhaling, floating out. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So this will be warrior two on the other side. This time my right foot will be parallel to the front or the back of my mat. The left knee will be bent with the left knee directly over the left ankle, vertically speaking. The arms will be up at shoulder height. So same thing on this side. Bringing the hands into heart center as the left knee straightens. The arms will float out as the left knee rebends. Inhaling as the hands come in. Exhaling, floating out. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Alright. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Exhaling down to heart center. So we're going to be pressing both thumbs into the sternum here. Yeah. So this is called boa. I mentioned this earlier. This is the most complex move we'll do the entire practice. That's why I'm doing it towards the end here. Alright, so palms come forward, backs of the hands come together. Alright, so the hands are coming in towards the heart. Right now the palms are facing the floor. Hands come down. Now the back of the hands come together. Here we're inhaling. As you exhale, coming down to the floor, making a ha sound. Back to the hands come together. The palms come together, meeting back at heart center once again with the thumbs pressed into the sternum. Let's do that again. We'll do this a few more times. Let's do 2 more times. Once again, always focusing on going very, very slowly. That's how we get the greatest mental health benefits. Get more focused, more relaxed, more in the zone, etc. Thumbs pressed in back into the sternum. Let's do this one more time here. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Exhaling down, going straight into our centering once again like we did earlier. Inhaling, taking only the left arm up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, right arm up. Exhaling down, going into both arms at a time. So once again, this is what I call our crazy 8 centering. Just like a sideways 8 or the infinity sign. You can also reverse it in the wild. You can also reverse this, go the other directions. So this would be clockwise then, yeah. Just gives you more ways to work out the brain. Because brain health is more important than it ever has been in history, in my opinion. That's a fact, really. The world everything's moving so fast now. It's hard for anyone to keep up with their emotional health nowadays, but that's why I have my business. That's my purpose in life. Science Savage. It's basically using science to tame the savage within, which is within all of us. Inhaling, taking both arms up, bringing the palms together, exhaling down. Once again, tree squeeze in the wind. Interlocking the hands like this, placing the hands on the abdomen. That way we have a way to monitor our breathing as it's coming in and out of our lungs. So each time we inhale, feeling the abdomen gently press outwards into the hands. Each time we exhale, feeling the hand as well as the abdomen just gently go backwards more towards the spine. Now this is called belly breathing, because the belly is moving in and out. Belly breathing actually forces more air into the bottom of the lungs, which is where the most oxygen exchange takes place. So we get more oxygen to our brains, which makes us feel better. Heals the whole body better. Also, like I think I was saying this earlier, whenever you focus your mind on whatever the muscles are doing, it will distract your brain from whatever negative things you may have been thinking about before your practice began. Action is the enemy of thought. So this is the final mindfulness point. The trick here is just checking in with how we're feeling now, comparing that to how we felt earlier, noticing the difference. Yeah, so you can just meditate here for a while. You can also allow your body to sway with the wind just as a tree would. Just a more relaxed way of doing this. With a little bit more motion involved, but not too much motion. It's getting the brain more in touch with the body. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes, waking ourselves up at our final mindfulness point. Then opening the eyes, inhaling, taking the arms up, exhaling down to heart center. Once again, inhaling, taking the arms up. Once again, exhaling down to heart center. May your practice bring you peace, stress relief, as well as hopefully pain relief in your life. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your Qi Gong practice. Namaste.